want to take a step back and revisit what Nick Bosa said about Trey Lance yesterday. When Bosa talks, he talks in a very like laid back surfer way that you sometimes don't even pick up what he's saying.
Right.
But it generated headlines. He was talking about what he expects from Trey Lance because Nick Bosa has expectations. So let's listen to it.
Sid is always the same as a defense, but I think he's in probably the best position you could be in as a first-year quarterback with a defense like us and a good O-line and a bunch of weapons, Ayuk, Debo, and George and everybody else. So he's got all the help. He just needs to I'm not going to give him advice like I'm the QB coach, but I think if he doesn't make big mistakes, then we're going to be in good shape.
Okay. What did you think of what Nick Bosa said in those 30 seconds?
Well, first of all, I had to go back and watch it because honestly, I tune out for Nick Bosa. He's got this Keanu Reeves and Point Break vibe to him. It's like super boring. One of the best players is one of the worst interviewers on the team. But I thought it was kind of weak. To be honest, you need to be empowering the young rookie quarterback. To say that basically if we don't do well this year, it's on Trey Lance because everything else is solid. It just adds to the pressure. It's probably not the smartest thing that he could have said in that moment. And I wish it was more encouraging to say, Trey Lance goes out there and just plays like he can, like we all know he can. We're going to be great. Something like that. Yeah,
he should have just stopped when he said, "I'm not his quarterback coach. I don't want to give him advice." Yeah, that was stop right there. Because what you said after that essentially was the team is good. If anything goes wrong this year, it's because Trey Lance is making mistakes. I don't know if he meant it that way, but that's exactly what he said. And what he's basically doing is telling the writers, all of us, here's the deal this year. It's all about Trey. The magnifying glass, you thought you were analyzing Trey closely before, dial it up times 10. Because that's what it's all about. He said we have a good offensive line. Oh, word. There's a new offensive line every day. There's a new configuration every day. We're going to talk about that. They may have a good offensive line. They're searching for their offensive line. I think it reminded me of the kind of stuff the Ravens would say 20 years ago when I was a kid about Dilfer. Basically, like, we're great. As long as that bum can stop making mistakes, we'll win. And it's like you really can't. I mean, I know they won a Super Bowl, but it's hard to have sustained success when you were not all in with your quarterback, when your attitude is, it's if we lose, it's your fault. And if we win, it's because of us. And I guess this has been a symptom in the Niners culture for a long time. I mean, pretty much the entire Jimmy G era, even though they like him.
Yeah. Yeah. I think all of us as fans, as writers, everybody, we all kind of know what the question marks are. It's the offensive line and it's Trey Lance. And there's plenty of people talking about that online. You don't expect to hear it from a teammate, especially a leader like Nick Bosa.
Yeah, if I were his coach, I'd be pissed. I would think if he were on the Patriots and he said something like this and Trey Lance was their quarterback, probably Bill Belichick privately would say, Nick, do your job. That's all you got to do. Okay. You don't need to talk about our quarterback and what he needs to do and your expectations. I'm the coach. You're the defensive end. I mean, that's football. I don't really like this part of the Niners culture where certain players are allowed to talk like they're John Lynch. And it's not just Bosa. It's a lot of first-round picks that just have this whole soliloquy about what's going on with the team. Man, it's football. Do your job. It's not your place to put more pressure on Trey Lance because Nick has none. Nick and Trent Williams have no pressure. They're the greatest. Help this guy out by taking the pressure off of Lance. Not saying, yeah, man, he's in the best situation a first-year starter's ever been in. Thanks, Nick. I mean, it's giving basically a directive to all writers being like, if anything goes wrong.
Plus, it's the negative speak. When you're a leader, you're taught. I've been a manager. I've had my own real estate brokerage. I've been coach. You're taught not to speak negatively. Like you can say the same thing, but in a positive way. Yeah. And he's young. And again, he kind of reminds me of Keanu Reeves a little bit. Right. But hopefully he'll learn.
Because what he said was negative. It's not like he has to. What was your suggestion? Just as long as he does what we know he can do.
Yeah, just go out there and do what we know you can do. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah, that's a positive thing to say. Be yourself.
Yeah.
As long as he's himself, we'll be fine. What he said was don't mess up. That's a
Don't make
negative.
mistake. Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
doesn't matter how talented he is, who he is. As long as he doesn't screw this up for us, we'll be
Right.
good. He could be mediocre as long as he does. So basically saying, hey, just be Trent Dilfer, just be Jimmy. Although Jimmy often makes
Right.
mistakes.
To me, it was kind of
like
like
it.
"Don't be Jimmy." That's kind of what it sounded like
Yeah.
a little bit to me.
Don't be Jimmy.
Or not. Don't be Jimmy. Be Jimmy. It's kind of. I feel like Nick Bosa is kind of a Jimmy type guy, and maybe I'm wrong about that, but it just kind of felt like it almost. And maybe he didn't mean this at all in any way. Maybe I'm just jumping to conclusions, but it's almost like, if we had Jimmy, we're going all the way. So we got Trey Lance. If he just doesn't mess up, then we'll be okay. I don't know. I didn't like the comment.
Me neither. Do better, Nick. Maurice says he never said that for Jimmy. It was always team first. They would fight us to defend Jimmy. Now the team is hanging him out there. I don't know. It just really rubbed me the wrong way, and I want to talk about it first.